What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Career Mode. This is episode number 21. We start today's of stuff on the back of our defeat to West Ham, second defeat in three after what was a decent little run of form for Southampton, ending our nice streak of 3 wins in 4, with a scouting update and an academy update here as we enter November. You can see our Belgian scout, our English scout, I should say our scouts in Belgium and England, and our scout in France as well, who might well have picked up the next big thing in French football. Did you just see him? Well, you're going to see him in the academy, and you'll see him get a pro deal today as well. 68 rated, 17-year-old, 6'4" French goalkeeper. Is this the new Hugo Lloris? Fabien Barthez? Mike? Who knows? Hector Bousquet is the next star on the South Coast, I'm sure, because as soon as I put him in my academy, I had to promote. We've only got the 2 senior goalkeepers here anyway, so for realism, having 3 is probably more realistic. And as you can see, oh my god, potential to be special. 3-star week, but 75 kicking already. You know I love those sweeper keepers. And it's only going to take him 6 weeks to grow another rating to 69 overall. The positioning is very low at 61. That's the main concern there. See our fixtures for November. The Merseyside clubs, Everton and Liverpool. Liverpool game at Anfield, Fulham, and Leeds at Ellen Road as well. The positioning is very low. And what you'll find with goalkeepers out of the academy nowadays is that their lowest stat 9 times out of 10, and to be honest here, probably like 99 times out of 100, positioning is the lowest stat, and the sweeper keeper development plan specialises in getting that up. So once it increases a little bit, he should look a little bit more secure between the sticks. But I literally am so excited. But the problem I've got here is I don't know how I'm going to get him game time, really. For the first game of today's episode here, we've got Everton at St Mary's to start November off. And Gareth Bale, after a few games without a goal, gets his 8th of the season. Or is it 7th of the season? It might be 7th of the season. Sorry, yeah, 7th of the season in 11 games here. The problem I've got is how I'm going to get him game time, because he's a 17-year-old goalkeeper. And, you know, it's incredibly rare for a teenage goalkeeper, let alone a 17-year-old, to be starting in the Premier League. So it's quite unrealistic to suggest he would take out our new signing David Raya, who's been alright between the sticks, started the campaign off, couple of clean sheets so far, and of course Sam Johnston, who was the joint top clean sheet joint top clean sheet holder, if you will, in the Premier League last season alongside Alisson. So it's kind of unrealistic to suggest he'd get much game time. So I don't really know what to do with Bousquet for realism's sake, because to me, we started the season off really poor defensively, as right on cue, 39 minutes in, we conceded to Everton, Richarlison with the goal, or Richarlison, I swear I hear different pronunciations from different commentators, but even so, we haven't started off well defensively, so in most other career modes, I'd throw him straight in the deep end and maximise his potential, but for realism's sake, I don't know what to do. I'm thinking possibly try and loan him out in January, and youth players can grow quite quickly out on loan as well. I don't know. I guess we'll have to think about it, but it is very exciting. First potential special youth player, and after all of my whining, after all of my whinging, I can't find good youth players this year, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Well, now we got one. 21 episodes in, we got a star, but it comes in a position where it's quite unrealistic for him to be starting Premier League games at 17. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, yeah, first game was indeed the Toffees, and this was just such an open game. I mean, seriously, me and Frank Lampard basically just said pre-game, look, let's put some bets on here, you know, over 4.5 goals a game, yeah? Let's see what happens. Because it was ridiculous. We took the lead through Bale, then Everton got back on level terms through Richarlison, and then got in front in the second half after some absolutely atrocious defending and playing out from the back from me. Then Che Adams scored a quick-fire brace, 2 goals in about 3 minutes, to put us from a goal down to 3-2 up with 20 minutes to go. He has really started the season off well after his last season struggles. It's 3-2, but with 10 minutes to go, I still didn't feel like I closed out the game because it was just so open. And after Paco Alcacer found Griffo down the right hand side, he dinks it in, and Aaron Barry makes it 3-3 in such a topsy-turvy game. on the South Coast. You know, we led, then we tied, then we trailed, then we tied, then we led, then we tied, and that was how the game would finish 3-3 on the South Coast. Brilliant game, but I'll be honest with you, this game kind of like summed up FIFA 22 in a nutshell for me. It was just as open as it gets, but even though I had more shots than my opponent, the XG was about the same, and I think the draw was the right result as well. I don't think I would have deserved to win the game despite having far more shots. The XG tells the story. And can I just say real briefly as well, I mentioned before, like, since EA have really improved the range of stats that are on display come the end of the game, I think it's brilliant because they were so limited in previous versions of FIFA, but now they're so much more detailed. I just wish they focused on player stats as much as they do on individual game stats as well. The XG, I think, is just like, I think it was when XG started becoming popularized a few years ago, I was one of those old school heads where I was like, no, load of nonsense, goal's a goal, XG's load of nonsense. You know, I was really, really like, not against it per se, because analytics have totally changed the game over the past few years, and they've really been a crucial aspect of most teams' development on the pitch now and in training as well. They're really integral to top team success, I feel. Analytical teams are just so much more respected nowadays, and far more what's the word here, I guess they're just like far more useful and beneficial, if you will, and they really do give a lot of advantages. And XG was just one of those stats where I was, again, not necessarily against it, but I was kind of like, nah, a load of overblown nonsense, really, isn't it? You know, a goal's a goal, simple as that. You know, take more shots, probably going to score more goals, simple as that. But I'll be honest here, I'm way more, like, you know, favourable when I talk about it now and when I think about it. So it does make an awful lot more sense to me. I think I've got to stop living in the past, really. It's a big part of the game now, analytical work. But even so, yeah, the XG kind of like tells the story now, and it's really cool because, like, in previous versions of FIFA, I often talk about it. I never like present my highlights packages unfairly as we into the second game of today's episode away at Anfield, where, oh my goodness, 12 minutes on the clock. I'm absolutely buzzing because Che Adams, who has been without a shadow of a doubt much better this season, bangs in our leveler on the counter attack. We take a very credible draw from the Northwest back to the South Coast here, back-to-back draws, but you know I'm going to take that one. You know, to me, like, the XG really helps me talk about the game in detail, because, like, the stats here as well, like, they really tell the story. You know, like, Liverpool had 6 shots, we had 4, but the XG was far higher because the quality of chances they created was far superior, and you saw that in the highlights package as well. That's one of the reasons why I've been really impressed with EA this year, by really focusing on detailed stats at the end of games, because they really help you sort of analyse where you went wrong and what things you did right as well. It's very, very crucial to help you learn how to become a better player, and I think the XG is a key stat which I'm so glad has been included in the game. Even so, back-to-back draws against the Merseyside side there, and that was a fantastic result away at Anfield. Real snatch and grab as well. Didn't deserve the point, played really, really poorly. Johnston bailed me out time after time, and then Che Adams snuck away with our leveller right towards the end. And what a season this guy is having, man, because for our third and final game of today's episode, no wins in our last 3. Yes, only 1 defeat in our last 4, but even so, not exactly a great run for the Saints. Well, this guy is having a great run right now. 7th goal in 12 games, draws level with Bale in the race for top scorer in this team. We take the lead against the newly promoted Fulham side here at St Mary's. So 1-0, early start for the Saints, but 40 minutes in, should have made it 2. Didn't do so because of you-know-who, Paolo Gazzaniga. Talking of Southampton goalkeepers back at St Mary's, oh, Gazza, he will always be one of my all-time favourite goalkeepers for reasons I don't need to talk about. It's 1-0, Southampton are in front, and we should have made it 2-0 50 minutes in, and I thought I did as well. I thought I timed this perfectly as well. Through ball to Lookman from Che Adams. Look at how tight this is. Correct decision in the end, but even so, offside. Great finish by Adamola, but of course ruled out, and correctly so for offside, but still leading by 1. Half an hour to go, seemed in control of this game, despite the fact only leading by 1-0. All the chance coming to Southampton. I knew the second goal was right around the corner, and it was. Once again, a little cutback goal. I've scored quite a few cutback goals this season, I'm not going to apologise for it. I'm trying to get Southampton in Europe, man. I'm taking every single chance I can get and putting every single trick out of the book there. Lookman sweat to the cross, Adams with his brace, and 8th of the season. 2-0 to the Saints on the South Coast, and 6 minutes to go. Surely going to wrap up the points. Looking for a third goal. Diao slides through Redmond off the bench, gets in behind the back line, and just about squirms it home with the weaker left foot into the bottom corner. Beats the Argentine for our third 3-0 Southampton. And after what was a little bit of a tough run of form for the Saints, back on track today. Yes, 2 draws, but to be fair, against Everton and Liverpool away, they're not bad results, and a big win here against Fulham. Undefeated streak up to 3. Big 3 points and 5 points picked up from 9 against 3 decent sides. A newly promoted team who haven't been too bad start the season off, and Liverpool in the toughest spot. I'm going to take that. So, for now, with Southampton, 13 games in, a third of the way through the season, and we remain in 9th. 19 points, but we're only 2 points off Chelsea, and we're only 6 points off Man City in 4th. Okay, there is a long way to go, but right now, I'm doing what we need to do. Top 10, and I said at the start of the season I'll take it, and we still got the outside shot of Europe as well. Exactly what we were looking for. But that will end today's episode of the Realistic Career Mode, guys. Big fan of watching. Enjoyed it. If you please drop a like. Most of you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of the Realistic Career Mode very soon.